Well, I've just returned from a lovely little trip to France, to Le Dorat, and also to La Rochelle, and also as a third area, back to see some friends around the cruise area as well. So it's been a rapid 2 weeks and quite good fun. Had some lovely seafood as well, but also managed to paint 4 or 5 pictures that I'm going to show you now amongst my films. And there's one I wanted to do but didn't get a chance that night, and that was a pastel of a nighttime scene in the streets at Le Dorat, and I want to do that now as a simple one, or fairly simple one, with just a few colours, so you can have a go at it yourselves if you wish. I'll show you the colours at the start and run through all the techniques. I'm going to play the film very quickly, just straight through as a high-speed film, not go into details of everything I'm going to be doing, just show the colours individually, and then also I'll list the colours individually. You can see how they're being used. In this case with the old English method of blocking and blending. So black canson paper and blocking and blending method, that's blocking on the colour, blending it together and gradually building up 2 or 3 coats straight onto the paper. Okay, off we go then. Okay, I'm going to choose from my 72 set and also my set of Midnight Darks as well, the dark series from Unisons. First thing I'm going to do is just use a mid-grey to just mark out where my composition is going to be, and I'll do that by doing my quarters and eighths as usual. So into quarters and into eighths if I need to. Go halfway at first. Very quickly, very simply, to show you the method I'm going to use today. It's always best to do this, I think, before we start the painting, just to make sure that we've got everything right, even if it's just approximate in this case. So again, here the same. Then I just know where things are going to approximately the right scale. Obviously, if I'm not doing a portrait or an animal, then I don't have to be quite as accurate. Doesn't matter if the street's slightly wider or narrower in this case, but near enough. So there we are. I know where things are going to come. So for instance, now halfway between here and here, I've got that angle there. Just make that little angle there. Perspective is going to be 1 point vanishing point, is going to be down here. All of these lines are going to be going down to here, where they will all join. And that vanishing point is about there, just at the top of this car, which is just above here, so it's about there. So these vanishing points then are going to be going from here, which is halfway, down to here. Very lightly, just to get the vanishing point right. And then from here, which is this one here, all the way down to here, like that. And that gives us this vanishing, this line of the tops of the roofs here, going down to a vanishing point there. That's where the ground comes, just here. And if we come across here, that's about halfway, that's where this line of dark comes across there. Got a wall down there, got a wall down there, right down to this here. That then comes out to just inside this quarter here, like that. See how easy this can be to do, down to there. This one comes from here all the way down to here, like that. There we are. Nice easy one to use. It goes a bit wider as it comes out here as well. That's it to about there, that's it. From here we've got a mark up there. Now this one here, let's do this one. That's going down there. Got another vanishing point here, that's coming from there. And that's also going to go all the way down to here. So that's the bottom of these windows, which are coming from about there, all the way down to here, very lightly, just a light line. Top bottom of this window here, coming from the corner here, all the way down to, you can see it coming from there, but coming from the top corner there, right the way down, move through this one to here, to the vanishing point again. Get all of these window lines now. That one comes out from there to just under this one here, so there, and that's coming all the way down to the same one here. So we can get these points in, can't we? That one comes just under this line here, there, and it's going slightly downward still. In fact, because the buildings are coming down this slope, this road is on a slope, our lines, you'll notice our lines, our vanishing points are not going completely to everyone to here. Some of them, the lower ones, are coming slightly lower down because it's a lower point, this hill is going above. So in fact, this lower line is coming slightly below here. It's going to happen the same with this window here, which is coming out to there, but actually it's going to finish about here again, because it's a lower point due to the hill going upward. If it was dead level, that would be a different matter, but we've got a hill that's going upwards, we are lower down. So these points to these houses are stepped. So that step to there, that step to there. So we've got this one, and this one here is stepped slightly above. But to there, it's going downward to there. So these are going downward. Right. That makes it a little bit more complicated, but not to worry. There we go. We've got this one going down to that one, the top of that one, yeah. That's going from there. That's going to be going down as well. All the way down to here. Just so we know where things are. And then this one here is stepped in. Comes down from here. That's approximately, it's about halfway here, up here. Just inside the halfway, that's this line here where the drain pipe is. It's just so I know where I am. You start off with something that seems fairly simple, then you suddenly find, oh, that wasn't quite what I expected. So I'd forgotten about these buildings going in steps, going 1, 2, 3, 4 back as they go upward slightly. So I've had to adjust perspective lines to that. Each building has slightly different vanishing points. That's the lower windows come to, so that's a lower one here, that's a lower one here, and that's a lower one there, and so on. So the upper ones are about the same. They're going down the same sort of line, almost. Quite complicated, in fact, yes. Right, let's go on here. That's that window there, just inside here. It comes to there. This is this one to here. This one is a bit lower down. We've got a vanishing point that comes out from about, perspective point comes up here. That one is just on the quarter there, coming down to the middle here, like that. So this one is going to be just above it, here. And that window's just below it here, this dark one here, coming out from about here. Find that then. It comes equally down here. Everything that's vertical remains vertical, remember, in this particular piece, so we're working in front of the object, so it does mean that that should be a dark area there, that's going to go out and blend in. Dark down here. You need to get all of these basic shapes in, because we've got to get these, even though they're only sort of ghostly shapes in the dark, they've all got to be the right proportions. So I hope you can keep up with all these marks I'm making as to where they are. And almost on the centre here, we've got quite a large area of light that's going to come. Even a little bit more for the mount to come here, so I'm going to come down just a fraction. I don't want my mount to take up the whole of it. And in that we've got 3 colours, 4 colours or so coming around there, so that's quite important. That one comes out there, here. Now how far down does that white come? It's just above this halfway level, so yes, I'm about here. There's a little light bit just there and there, just so we know where they are. There's that wall coming down there. You can see we've almost got it worked out now. We can adjust this by moving things around anyway. I haven't got to worry too much about it being exact at the minute, because we can adjust this by changing these colours and moving them. They'd be quite plastic when we work them. Let's get this window in here, shall we? It comes just this side. Starts off as a vertical. Comes up into there like that. That one comes right up to this corner here. So it's quite big, it comes down to about there. If we carry that one on down, the window below it comes here. We've already marked that one, it's on the quarter here, so it's here. And this one comes up to here to just about that far down. Yes, that's it. This paper, of course, is slightly, this isn't exact. If we wanted this paper to be exact, we'd bring that across from there to there down to here. That would be the scale of the paper there. I'll cut this bit off. This paper is a bit deeper than the photograph, so I'm going to adjust things slightly in the painting to suit the paper being a bit deeper. And that's about all we're going to really need. We've got all our marks in there. We know where we're going now. And let's work out where these different tones are going of colour now. The different hues and warms and browns and so on. We'll just work those out. What's coming in there, up here, colours are going. So I'm ready now to start adding my colours on. What colour do I want to start with? Well, I'm going to start with my mid-tones and work out to my darks, and then work back up to my lights. I'm going to leave the areas where the lights are going clean. I'm not going to put other colour on those. I'm only going to put colours on where I want to go either over them or they are directly there. So let's start off with a nice sort of, I need to get this brown green going. It's almost a yellow ochre plus green. Where is it then? Let's find my yellow ochre for a start. In the meantime, I'm taking a Y2 and I'm going to give this a coat of this Y2 here all the way down. See, this paper is quite textured all the way down here. I'm going to blend two colours together. I'm going to use this and the green to get myself a lovely golden green colour I want here. Right the way down there, here, all the way down here. I don't like textured paper, sort of like I do, because unless I want this orange peel effect, I've got to get rid of it, and I don't want it, so I'm going to do a very light coating of this on this particular paper, and then rub it right in so that we lose the texture. So that's my first coat of the yellow ochre, going up into here, right to the back here, right through here, down here. I want it all the way down to here because it's going to go all the way across the street. So that's what I said, it'll be a very, very simple picture, this one. Rubbing it down through. Usually take the paper off my pastels. In this case I've left them on just so we can get the numbers for you. You see, I'm actually letting it become a bit, I'm using less of it as I come down here because I want to make the other colour, the green, even stronger. Just come right through here then, to here, right through there, here, down here, where this colour's coming. And I'm going to mix other colours there into it to make it right down through here. I still see my drawing just through here, I know where I'm going. There's a green 13 just to go very lightly across this. Very lightly, just blending it in. See that blend in with the pastel I've already done. You see I'm getting the same sort of effect and colour as that already. Let's just blend that one in here so I can get this blend of colour. And this is called the blocking. I'm going to go in with the actual blending in just a moment. So there we go with our blocking right down here, even to that window there, right along here, down here. Some in the sky here, I'm going to put it down the sky as well here. When I've got it in my hand I'm going to use it. right over here into this window, going down to these shutters here, down through there, down here, all the way down through here into these two shutters here as well. They're closed. A little bit down there, a little bit down here, right down through there, down through here, all the way down into there. Now that's the blocking. Now I want to do the blending. I can just do a little bit of blending now and I'm putting the pastel on, but I want to do most of my blending with my fingers in a minute. Right, that's that colour on. Now let's go in with the blending, where I rub it right into the surface of the paper here. I don't want any of that black texture showing through now. I just want to get this soft tonal work happening here, all the way down. Rubbing it in as hard as I can to get rid of the texture of the paper. I can always use a texture if I want to bring it out again later. If you want that orange peel texture, say you're doing beach or something like that, well okay, it's there to use. I'm not saying you cannot, but this is not correct. I'm saying this is what I want for this particular picture. This nice soft mistiness, these colours. Now I don't like the paper showing through too much either, because papers tend to change colour and in the sunlight and over years, and if you don't cover it with a pastel or have an ink or paint on it, then you might find later that your pastels change colour. You didn't intend that, I'm sure. So here we are, that's blended that in. Now our next colour is going to be a deep brown, in this case a reddy brown. And I'm going to want that deep brown as well in just a moment, so I'm going to use this just to get this reddy colour here. And straight away I'm going to blend that back into the colours underneath. Just comes out a little bit here, comes down that window down here. It's coming around there. You can see how simply we can use this old English technique of the blocking and blending. Very easy, forgiving way to work, because if you make a mistake you can come back over it and either rub it off with a brush, a stiff brush. You can rub this pastel that you put here out with a stiff brush. It's going over the texture just a little bit. Now I'm going to start using the texture of the paper just a bit here, just to, from the surface, just to give a little bit of the texturing. So probably going over the surface of the. There we go. Let's see what I'm doing. Up here the same, we're going to put a little bit of this warmth coming in here, down through that window there. Across here, that window is there. Down through there a bit. Just tickling the surface, just tinting these colours on. Now when I've got this warm colour, it's going to go all the way across here as well. I've got to blend it down here, so blocking in down here, all the way down there, right to the edge. I want this to be darker yet, so I'm going to put a darker brown on in a minute. That's that red there. I'm going to blend that one in now, so then I can put darker pastel on top and take it down the tone in just a moment. Comes up there, comes all the way down this side of the window here. Away. Because down here we've got, actually, all the way down there, up into here. Nice quick one for you to do. Blends in down here. rocking and blending method. There's a little bit down through the pathway here, coming out there, a bit across the path and here, reflected light. Just want to finger it in gently. Already we see we're getting the effect of this street. Now it comes down gently into here as well, a little bit. Down that window there, where this line comes down for the drain pipe here. A bit in the window there. You can take these out again a bit later. Just want to put them in at this marking in where things are at the moment. Bit of warmth going on down into there. It's too warm at the moment, we know that. We'll take them down later. That's all of that rich, warmer red. Now I want to go down to a much browner brown. This one's a BE18. Come up into here with that and soften it down. To blend across it to take it back, because it's far too red at the moment. I just want to take him down a lot more. Just tinting. And that there the same. Take it down with this brown. Blending that in. If we want to take it off, use a stiff brush, bristle brush, or you can even use a bit of bread. If you want to get finer work, and you can even use a putty rubber or a cotton wool pad. And it's going to be coming over this bit in a minute. Let's take again that deep green, and I'm going to come all the way down across where the browny greens want to go here. I'm going to give it a thin coat here of this green before I come back with a much lighter green all the way down there into this brown here. That's where my shadowed area is there, that's where the dark area is, so I'm going to leave that. See how lightly I'm dragging this across the surface now, because I'm going to use some of this paper texture that we wanted to hide at first, but we can bring that now. Down there, that's it. Down for the windows here. And let's come back and up through here now a little bit more. We've already had that green where we've blended it in, now I want to bring it back again. Right, so we've got that coming down here, we'll put that in a minute. That's bits of this green coming down here, just down towards the distance there. Right down, it comes in. Here feels its way down into the edge of this. I'll have to go much darker there in a moment. Comes across there, it's light just down there. The lovely colours we can get just by blending these together and getting this soft nighttime effect. Just over the surfaces, very, very lightly now, very lightly indeed, just letting the light just catch the surface of the wall. There we go. You see the atmosphere we're getting already here. We're nearly there already, well on the way. Got to feel that those greens coming down there a little bit. And then the deeper brown that we're going to use, the BE18, I've already used that one. I want to go deeper still with it. I'm going to start bringing that deeper brown just over here now, over this deep green which we made earlier, down here. Right down through into the reddy brown here. Now you see the night scene just starting to appear. Ghostly, and perhaps this street is haunted, eh? Probably in these old streets of France. Much deeper green into this and blues into this. I want now to put in the background for the sky here, and for that I'm going to use a dark blue first of all. This one, it's dark 23. And I'm going to just come into the sky again, all the way across, blending in, except for where I'm going to put the very light colours. So just very lightly blending this over the green we've already got. Lots of colour, but we'll find them as we go along. Darker as it comes down here again. This deep blue into here. Put it on the surface there against that panel. Just tint it in with your finger. It's all lovely and soft and chalky now. Darks coming through here as well. There we go. The BG7 now. Just to lightly tint around the light, street light here. Just use the edge of the pastel to come around here, lightly tinting. I'm going to feather that outwards in a slight star to start to get the feeling of the light coming down here. I want a lot of colours in this just here. I really want to get this really glowing also. Now, is it anywhere else? No, I don't think it is. So that's the only time we need that colour. And I'm going to now going down to a dark 19 now. 19. To get these deeper purples in here. And just blend in and round this darker purple up the top here, down here. Again, just use your finger a little, just feather the pastel on and cut in for these castellations a little bit there. Here, where the shadow is there, that's important. I want to get the shadow coming down there. And again, I'm going to blend it. That comes all the way down here in little trickles, just down through, probably put the darks in. Little bits of window and door going right to the back here, all the way back. Bits of detail, just indicate these windows and doors back here. Really started to get the feeling of this. I'm going to blow off the excess chalk now. And we're going to come down to our next darker colours before we go back up to the lighter ones. Okay, I want to come down to some of my very darkest now, so I'm down to a CB2. Which is a very dark. I'm just going to tint again with these darks. I'm down to my darkest colour now. Just very carefully tinting in now, because we're drawing much more detail now. We're actually drawing lines and things in now rather than just blending colours. So here I want to really start to get these lovely dark lines happening. And you see the street coming out at us now. When I put these lights in just a moment, it's going to be like magic, because it'll suddenly all start to make sense, and we'll use the brown again in just a minute to bring some of this out, because we've lost our mid-browns there. Just take our mid-brown back here again. We'll just come back into that darker bit with the mid-brown. We haven't used our very light green yet, which we're going to use. We've got a couple of lighter colours to use yet, which are going to make such a difference. Right, talking about our light greens, we've got two light greens we can use, and this very, very light green 29, very light green 29, and that wants to come into the sky here. I'm going to put that in now and just delicately feather it on. It comes down the edges of these shutters here, and the angles of them, the wood. Just get the feeling of the wood coming across here. These wooden panels with the shutters and the supports. A little bit more green there. Now you see it's just starting to work, and I'm going to feather it out round here as well a bit. So I'm going to use that round there and just feather that with my finger, soften it back in, right around this outer edge here. There's a lot of colour to go into this bit of sky just here, so I want to get this dead right in a moment. It's just coming around that green bottom here. into the pavement. Just feeling where the light reflects off these things. So now we can see things starting to happen. And I'm going to come up to our lights fairly soon, but I still want to get more colour in. And my next colour that I want to use, one of my favourites, is a bit of ultramarine up into the sky here. Just a little bit of ultramarine coming right up and just giving that lovely deeper, richer blue before I put a deeper purple in there. Really want to get this. This is a BV12, which is one of my favourite colours in the Unison Colour Pastel range. It's a lovely colour to use. Much cooler, a white in a much cooler colour, so I'm going to use just a white now, which is a light one. I'm going to put that smack in the middle here in a great big circle. There we go. And I want to use a clean finger to rub that in. If you've got a clean finger, if you haven't, make one. Don't get somebody else's or clean your finger off. But you do need to have a fairly clean finger of this, because you want this to be really clean white in the middle. And then coming out from that clean white in the middle, we're going to come out with a little bit of a pink, in this case, sorry, a cream. In this case it's a Y6. That Y6 is going to come out around this one. And again you're going to blend it right in with the tip of the pastel. There we go. And I want that to become much warmer in a minute. But first of all I'm going to use it elsewhere. I'm going to come along here, just use it on some of the drain pipes and things down here where it's a little bit lighter. Edge of the pastel very neatly, cleanly, straight down the drain pipe. Come on, let's have it. There we go. Out here for this, bits of light on the drain pipe there as well. Very light just on the edge of this drain pipe just here. Down here we've got these other lights. Let's have these in now. So here, a little bit of light there, a little bit of light there on top of the roof. And here is the next round bit you're doing, where you haven't made it too heavy with the... If you have, use a brush to take it off, because you need to get nice clean colour on here. So if I just show you what I mean, I'll just grab a little bristle brush. What I'm going to do is just take the pastel off this bit here to show you. Brush it away, like that, so it's clean. And then you can go back in with your pastel and get a nice clean shape again, look. So if there's too much pastel in a place, you go in and get it clean. In the middle of that I want that white. What do we had? That cream, where else can it be? Well, now actually I want a much warmer cream. So I need a cream more like this one. And this is a Y18. And it's a much warmer one. And it comes around the outside of this cool, bluer, cooler cream. And again, carefully now, because I want to start blending again, I'm going to bring it outwards into the picture using my finger ever so gently, look, just to blend it out into the sky. These rays of light that are coming out here, circles of light going around, the feeling of this light gleaming into our eyes. So we're using the rays of light coming out, and we're also going around with some circles as well, just to bring out that. Leave the darks in between. We've got little dark windows, you leave those, just come back in and put these lights in. There's a doorway down there, there's a panel down there, comes out and along here. And the picture just appears. So we're working from our mediums to our lights to subtly bring that pink in and round here. Little circles again around the outer edge. Look how that plays against the cools. Bring that out gently with the pastel, feathering it out. The fingertip as well, just a little bit if you want. And where else does that pink shine? Well, it's going to be shining over every reflective surface. There's even a little wire here that's coming up. I'm going to just flick that across there as if it's a wire just coming down from above. And a bit more yellow as well, I think, into this. So just a bit more yellow, stronger yellow, not much. Is this the one? Let's have a look and see. Yes, this should be the one that should do it. This one's I don't want to go too strong, Y11. And this one Y11 just to add a little bit more yellow against the cream here and there. Like along here, for instance, and I may even have to go a little bit more yellow than this yet. We'll see. So I haven't done this picture before, I'm doing it the first time for you. So to see how it goes. I don't think I need to do a lot more to this. We could keep playing, putting more and more colours in, but if I do that, we're going to get a bit lost, so we'll just probably finish it around this now. And then you'll know where we are with it, hopefully. For you to have a go and try. Just going to go back to my deep purple and just use a bit more of that into here, in places, just to bring out. Well, you could call that done, I think. We don't need to do much more on there, not really. It's don't want to overwork it. We'll just tidy some of the edges up. We'll just a bit of texturing here and there on the shutters. Go back to my deeper greens, which we had out earlier, and we'll just tidy up some of the greens around here. Get some of the greens just back in again. Just to feel the surface of the, I see a bit of pastel dust came on then, didn't it? Just want to feel the surface of the walls here a little bit more. And there's our French street at night. I don't think I need to do much more to that. And we started off with the yellow ochre. I'm just going to come back with that a little bit and just bring out some of these golden colours that we've lost a bit because it's all got blended in. I just want a bit more gold to bring the yellows out. So back to the yellow ochre, which was the Y2, and we'll just bring out these. And to finish off, I've decided just to use a little bit of BB5, which is a lovely light mauve, just going to give me that bit of extra light in amongst these, just to pull it together. And doesn't that make a difference? Sometimes you can't always tell which colour it's going to be, but just one colour can make such a difference to a painting, such a difference.